That was one that stuck out.
Do you think that's a male or female? Just right here. This one's right here.
I mean,
I'm just asking. I don't care. I'm just asking. Often
Maddie, I think that's kind of short for Madison, so maybe she's, maybe it or they or.
It's not spelled Matty, is it?
Yeah, it was Madd.
Okay, well then that's the giveaway right there.
But people spell shit differently all the time. So you never know who's spelling what.
They do. All right, so our topic tonight was voted on by our community, our YouTube community. Welcome to YouTube, yeah. We had 65% of the vote, but all right, so we got. I put jail up the first time I went to jail because that's a funny story.
First time you went to jail?
But we're not doing that one.
We're not doing that one then.
90s MTV, 2000s MTV, which was my personal favorite, but 90s fashion or lack thereof fashion.
Neon.
Or 90s Kevin Smith, because I'm gonna pay $600 and go see Kevin Smith live on June 9th.
Dude, did you see the thing about the wrestling thing they're gonna have going on? Like a night with Carrie Von Erich or someone at the Majestic?
No, Carrie Von Erich.
One of the Von Erichs, dude. Whichever one's still alive.
Well, Carrie's the only.
I think he's the only one still alive.
He's the only grown up that's still alive. But there's a
what's up to Iowa Timmy?
As voted on by our audience, we're going to talk about 90s MTV. Even though I wanted to talk about 2000s, like the game show MTV, the crappy MTV, we're going to talk about the 90s.
All right.
When, they still played videos.
What's up, Bird Flipper?
But the good thing about that is that you got exposed to a lot of music that you wouldn't have gotten exposed to.
There's somebody checked in named Willow.
Willow? You think
Willow?
You think they're a short person and they carry a magic wand?
No, I'm just saying.
No.
Here's Fuggy Nuggy. Robert Trios. Robert Savrillo.
Let's take a break from the calling out people's names. Let's get the show on the road. Can we please?
I want people to start putting where they're joining from.
Well, then get them. But come
on, guys. Can you type in your state or your country that you're watching this from?
Or press the screen so help us out a little bit. Or,
send some hearts and likes and shit.
Or send us one of those badass people get sunglasses and shit. If they can send
sunglasses?
And they get you money somehow. They can help us pay for a fucking waffle. All that shit. It says waffles and frozen pizzas cost money because I do frozen pizza review on my own, and then we come to WafflN OUT. So we spin a grip on.
You know what? We should do a frozen pizza live together. We
could do. I found a Chuck E. Cheese pizza at Kroger.
Yes.
And there's a pizza, Austin's Pizza, at Kroger, and it's the city of Austin, made by this dude named TJ or TD or something. I don't know. It was okay.
You just gotta put Waffle House, man. There better be a fight. Oh, they're probably not at this one.
Nobody wants to fight. Yeah, there better not be a fight. If there is a fight this one, somebody's gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
They rock heavy on the left, and I'm light in my loafers, so all because of that reason. All right. So let's talk about, because like us, MTV was born in the '80s, and it became pretty fucking big in the '90s. So it's 90 kids like we are. So
I guess you're right.
Dude, my day included with waking up, turn on the video countdown, get ready for school, go, get out the door, get home, pop on TRL or the video countdown for the afternoon. Boom.
I was at sports after school, so I never watched that.
I was a fucking stoner. That's what I'm saying. And that's what we also need to get more on top of is how different we were. Because you were varsity fucking blues, kind of I got a kind of what you call the socials. You were.
I was the social butterfly who was the jock.
Well, I was talking more the kind of the preppy, the socials. You.
We're at Waffle House, SRP 80.
We're at your local Waffle House.
Damn.
Yeah.
See how we start
See, so every time that we don't no matter what he says or jokes that we make. We like you as a waitress, and we want to continue.
You're our favorite waitress.
Anybody's better than the cook.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Go back and watch our previous WafflN OUT episode.
At all. I called her Brenda one night. She's like, my name's not Brenda. I was like, my daddy said Brenda 9 times. I'm sorry. I made a mistake. She never liked me again. That's probably why she's never been back on Wednesdays.
She was here last night. Well, it's tonight.
Yeah, but she's not here during our time. I bet you there's conversation where she was like, nah, I don't want to be here during that fucking mess. No, I'm not going to do that.
We like the real Brenda. We talking about Miss Billy.
Yeah, not Brenda. I said not Brenda. Yeah.
Hold on. Hello?
Huh.
That was like at 5 o'clock. There were some homeless people like in the street, but I mean, sorry, sir, not. I guess not anymore. No, sir. I had called about 5 o'clock this evening to report an emergency of homeless people being in the middle of the street during rush hour. Was why I was calling, but I couldn't get through because it said 911 was busy. So I hung up. Yes, sir. I want to say it was maybe about 5:30. No, sir. I got the little prompt that, these tones are for their hearing impaired. Please hold on. 911 will be right on the line. And something like to that effect. And after being on hold for about 5 minutes, I hung up. That was like 6 hours ago. But I don't know if they're still needed there anymore at that location, but I would at Northwest Highway in Jupiter. But there's always homeless people at that intersection almost from 6 o'clock in the morning to about 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, thank you.
So you're telling me I'm wasting my time, sir?
Pretty much. That's what he said.
What kind of emergency was there? Was a homeless person dying?
They were walking in the middle of like traffic, and traffic's going 60 miles an hour. And the guy didn't look too mentally safe.
Not cool, bro.
So I thought I would call to try to get the dude some help.
And they called live while we're on the air.
And they
Thanks
called,
a lot,
They
DP,
called back
dude.
6 hours later.
I'm not that you called them, they were busy.
Yeah, they were busy. 911 is busy.
No, we ain't got time for that.
No, sorry.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Let the homeless people get run over.
Well, I mean, if somebody's gonna get run over, you want them to be homeless. I mean,
Yeah.
oh, were they like homeless people? Now you look at it like, oh, they're gonna get out of this homeless situation. Or were they homeless people that you're just looking at them like, okay, these people are gonna be homeless forever?
Dude, it's like the homeless people that were walking down the street.
What was your snap judgment? Like, oh, these people are just gonna be homeless.
My snap judgment was swing to the left, swing to the right.
And I thought about that, dude. Like, I should like just because I don't do like when my son goes to school on the days that he does go to school, I should just like get up and go to like a prominent corner and just chill there from like noon until fucking 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, then go back and just binge like all day long. Like, yeah.
Dude, I thought about doing it as a social experiment and just go out there like on the corner.
I could do a TikTok. I could, just sit there and fucking aimlessly spange for money. I mean, it's more money than we're making here on TikTok.
Tickety took.
They might pay for a fucking waffle.
Maybe.
But, I can make it look real sad.
Jason Blorn just joined. Not Born, but Blorn.
Blorn?
Blorn. That's what it's spelled.
How about that? That's what I need.
Oh. You can pull it off, April.
I'm getting scared again.
I like the being thicker as my hair. It is just a lot for me.
Oh, no.
I usually do like natural hairstyle. I'm not on the game to like he used to for the house.
Damn.
I could use some for the house.
Right.
I mean, if you're giving it out, I mean.
I literally just get
Like you hooked the neighbor up right there. Like,
Right, literally, the neighbor comes to like, I need to wait. Bless you.
bless you the second time, bro. You can never have enough, right?
Gesundheit, I think is more appropriate. No.
No, bro. See, that's the whole thing about it. Like in Mexican culture, you get the first sneeze, it's like, salud, bless you. The second one is like, you're in love. It's amor. The third one, depends who you're with. It's either gonna be like dinero, like hopefully you get some money in your pocket as a blessing, or like, pícate la verga. So one or the other. I mean, depending on which kind of Mexicans you're with.
Too many rules.
What, you gotta learn the Mexican rules, dude.
Too many fucking rules.
It's all right.
I didn't know one rule. I know how to have. As I've been told, I know how to have sex like a Mexican. So I'm good. I don't need to do anything else. All right. 90s MTV.
90s MTV.
All right. So, I mean, those were back in the day of the VJs.
That's when Carson Daly got famous.
Carson Daly. They claim like TRL's more 2000, but I mean, really and truly, that came to be in like the late 90s. I mean, TRL, video countdowns every day. I'm telling you, dude, I used to wake up, watch a video countdown, go to school, come home, watch a video countdown, and then you get exposed to all kinds of fucking music that you wouldn't. Like, MTV's not gonna play you a lot, but I know the first time I heard about Insane Clown Posse was on MTV. They're like, hey, yeah, this weird clown band got thrown off this Disney label for some reason. There, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, I'm gonna check them out. Speaking of which, like, we're gonna talk about 90s MTV. We gotta talk about that TV station, The Box.
I was gonna say, bro. The box was probably the best. Cause you can just watch whatever video you want. You have to pay, mind you, and have like your mom's credit card.
My grandmother would give me. I was able to get like, I think 5 to 6 videos per month, and I record them on tape. So I get like, I get Korn, Adidas all day. I dream about sex. I get the music that I'd have no chance of getting anything at, and shit that you wouldn't be able to hear on fucking MTV. But press record, boom. That was all about that shit, man. But I mean, still, and if you watch MTV, I mean, I think the first time I saw Wu-Tang Clan was on Yo MTV Raps, the Clan doing fucking Cream.
That's classic.
And I think the first time I really got introduced to Biggie was him doing the Spring Break in that Gucci. We talked about that fucking that Gucci Bill Cosby fucking sweater, man.
Hit that Dr. Hustle on.
So say what you will, but you did get introduced in a little bit. But we had the VJs. We had just to say, we had Dr. Dre and Ed Lover. They did Yo MTV Rap. That Matt Pinfeld dude, he did the
rock
Headbangers show. Ball, the rock show kind of thing. 120 minutes type of shit.
Damn, girl. Look at you over there. We waiting for you to bust out the sturdy.
If we get some shit for that, let's talk about Singled Out, Remote Control. You got Jenny McCarthy on Singled Out.
What about that show Next on the bus?
That's in 2000. See, we can't talk about the 2000s because they didn't want to talk about that. That's not what we're talking about.
Well, Singled Out was a hell of a show.
We did have, Jenny McCarthy, Singled Out, Remote Control, Colin Quinn, fucking Dennis Leary, Adam Sandler. I mean, all these were the beginning of shit. Jackass, that was the late 90s. People want to, I mean, it really came into prominence in the 2000s, but that started in the late 90s. I mean, I didn't look up Next. Maybe I could have looked up Next instead, but I was.
Dude, but I'm still a big Beavis and Butthead, man.
I was just about to say that. Beavis and Butthead was the fucking 90s, dude. I mean, shit, dude. It was either Nickelodeon or MTV for me, like, all the time.
Nickelodeon was like early 90s for me.
No, that was a nerdy.
When I discovered outdoors and a bike, I was gone.
Again, bro. Two different motherfuckers, Joe. I was a stoner at like 12 years old. I remember walking home. I think it was it was either summer of 6th grade or like the first couple weeks of 7th grade. I remember walking home down the east side and being stoned as hell. It was like that scene out of Half Baked. Like, Abba Zabba, you're my only friend. Like, I was so stoned, bro. I remember, like, just laughing.
I was at the grocery store today and I found a Abba Zabba bar.
I can't tell you,
I was going to buy it for you.
That scene, dude, I think that scene all the time. Abba Zabba, you're my only friend. from Half Baked all the time, dude. I'm compiling all these scenes of shit that I just shit that I quote in my head, like when somebody like when you hear what do you think when you hear it could happen? Angels in the outfield. That little black kid, it could happen.
Oh.
Every time. Every time. Every time. Every time. Or what I have a bunch of them said. We got a bunch of them sent to me. Every time I cough from smoking, there's a scene in Pineapple Express where they're smoking the cross joint. And he goes, he starts pumping like he's pumping iron. When I start coughing from smoking out, bro, that's like acting like I'm fucking like every single time. Or anytime I'm doing some gangster shit, that scene in Pineapple Express where they're pulling guns out, and he's like, "Yeah, it's time to we're gonna get that melon farmer Ted Jones, Thug Life." So anytime I do some gangster shit, I say it like Thug Life. That's why I want to get the tattoo of the Simpsons donut and Thug Life across my belly, because for that only. But yeah, there's stupid
Dude,
shit.
my kid came across the video of Fred Durst in the 90s.
I think it was me.
He says, "Dad, look, it's Keenan." I said, "No." He's like, "Yeah, it is." He says, "You didn't tell me Keenan was this famous."
Fred,
Look, I didn't know he was that famous either.
Fred Durst got a Mr. Keenan laid back in the day. Red hat.
Probably still getting Keenan laid today too.
He might be. He might be. I mean, it didn't work out. Like back in the day, when girls ask you, so what do you look like? Because you couldn't just send pictures like all fucking easy and shit.
Hell no.
Anyone tell them, well, I'm 300 pounds fat fucking kid, it's gonna be, it's a hard sell. But I'm the chubby Fred Durst. Boom.
Dude, I remember being at a friend's house and he was calling chicks and we were talking to some chicks on the phone and we made a bet whether or not the girl was like average size or was she like plus size. But just by the sound of her voice.
You can't tell. There's no way.
Bro, this guy was right.
There's just no way. It's almost like the deception of holding the camera up high. Like I ever told you the story, like I got with this chick on Tinder, and she held the camera up real high. Like she looked like, you could tell that she was a plus size girl, but she was definitely within my range.
She was working at the angles.
Then and come to find out she has like a constant double chin, and that's like a deal breaker for me. I can't. That's just a deal breaker for me.
Deja Voodoo just joined.
Yeah,
I thought that was a cool name.
Voodoo.
That's a cool name.
That is a cool name. You get very busy. You made it sound like
what about Real World?
The first couple of seasons of Real World are legit, man. Legit.
Yep, like New York.
Yeah, well, New York, the San Francisco one, dude, and that guy. Remember that TV show, The Grind, had that Real World dude on it? And he'd sit there and dance. It was like supposed to be this whole workout thing. I literally remember me thinking in my head, like, hey, I can do this like every day. I'm going to lose some weight. Lasted like a fucking day, dude. Like a fucking day. Like, I'm going to get up. I'm going to do the workouts here on The Grind. I'm going to dance. I'm going to learn how to do. I'm going to do it. Lasted like a fucking day, bro. A day. Maybe. I think I might have been like, I'm going to go outside and get high first. Oh, the grind's almost over now. What am I going to do? Not like the day where you can press pause to get shit going. The grind had moved on without me. No, but the first season of Real World, like maybe the first
this
two.
This guy was racing in like a 2005 Buick Century.
Those are the best races, though. It's like Smokey and the Bandit type racing.
He's racing a Honda Accord.
Well, I remember being in my mom's fucking like 94 Corsica and racing people like just to be a like fast ass little douchebag.
I remember when your mom had the Corsica.
Yeah, I've been coming clean with her about some stuff. Like we used to take. And she had some rental car for something. The Corsica was fucked up for some reason. She had this rental car, and we were living over there off of Peavy, and you know, there's a bunch of alleys that aren't really like done, so you can kind of do off-roading in the back a little bit. So I used to take this fucking like Toyota Camry and just splash shit everywhere, boom, bam. I mean, just a terrible shit, just terrible shit. Or the fucking like, because the street that we lived off of, there was like this big dip. But if you got over a lane, like here's a lane. Is that where y'all live on SJ? Yeah. Okay. I guess it's the same one. I don't give a fuck. But you know, there's the 2 lanes right here, and then there's the 2 lanes next to it. If you turn from these 2 lanes, you hit this dip really bad. If you just got over a lane and made the swipe real quick, no dip, you're all good. So we called that the turning lane. Definitely illegal. Definitely shouldn't do it. But my mom wasn't a fan of that shit. But every time, I'd be like, turn lane. Like, you just got that. You don't want to hit that fucking dip. All right, real quick. Let's finish up with our fucking Polly short. Nothing more 90s than fucking Polly's. Like, totally Polly. The spring break, the summer beach house shit, dude. I mean.
Yeah, that's some cool shit.
I mean. The spring break, summer beach. Those were some sexy ass fucking co-eds. Like, I mean, I don't think you've ever seen. I had never seen sexier women in my life, I don't think.
I just remember watching some of that shit, dude. I was like 12, 13. I'm like, hell yeah, one of these days I'm going to go to MTV Spring Break and I'm going to be there and I'm going to find me a chick like that.
You ever go to spring break like
hell
that?
No.
I never did a spring break thing like that, really.
We needed it.
Talked about Beavis and Butthead. We talked about Jackass. Cindy Crawford being on this. She used to do those documentaries, like those backstage documentaries. She'd take you to like TRL. She'd take you to Saturday Night Live. She'd take you to Fresh Prince. Like, she'd take you fucking everywhere. Celebrity Deathmatch, dude.
Yes, that claymation was cool.
And that shit was it started out as just like.
That was legit.
Yeah, but it started out as like.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was like halftime.
Super Bowl halftime.
Yeah, it was like just the halftime of the Super Bowl. And they came up with the whole thing. Judge Mills Lane. Oh, dude, that guy's dead for sure. Judge Mills. I haven't thought about that. That bald-headed old guy that.
He was a boxing referee for a long time.
Became a judge for. Oh, I call him Judge Mills Lane because he became a judge for a minute. Actually, he's not like Unplugged. Nirvana, Oasis. Fucking LL Cool J Unplugged.
There's some good ones.
MTV News was really good in the fucking 90s too, man.
Yeah.
I think MTV News was the one that told me about Biggie and Tupac being shot. Like, different times and shit. I think that was MTV News break. Biggie was shot down today. I'm all about me. MTV News was legit, man. But yeah, we talked about how it would show you glimpses. We talked about the box, how it opened the world to everything, dude. Let's see. Talked about my day. But again, like, dude, the nights too. Like, I had days, but I mean, we already talked about like. But I mean, you had Headbangers Ball on Friday nights. I mean, what was the fucking?
Yo MTV Raps.
Yeah, and that was fucking good, dude. Fucking good. I mean, we pretty much talked about. But I mean. And that started out with Fab Five Freddy and shit, dude. But then it went to Ed Lover. And I always remember, like, I'd hear Dr. Dre and shit, and I was always surprised when it was the fat dude.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, it's not that Dr. Dre.
Like, got skinny.
Yeah. I know Ed Lover's still around. Whatever happened to homeboy that dude?
Maybe we'll go get him later and find out.
I might Google him. I might have to do something about it. But yeah, I mean,
I think and find out.
And people talk shit about, oh, remember when MTV played videos and stuff? Not only did it play videos and introduce you to shit, because like right now, I'll go on YouTube and it follows the algorithm. It shows me what I want to see. Like I'm gonna see a House of Pain on Vivo show up or something like that. I'm gonna see. That one dude talked to some, you know what I mean? What's that fucking white dude's name? Vlad. I'll see Vlad talk to fucking Sir Mix-a-Lot or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, but that's the algorithm. MTV, like you just put it on and let it go, and you'd hear
You
shit.
got to watch what they wanted you to
You
watch.
get sucked into like fucking real world, like a whole fucking day of the real world. You'd be like, oh my god, I didn't like this show, but now I do.
That was binge watching before binge watching.
Well, you
had
didn't.
a
Yeah,
name.
they just be like, oh, you're having a whole day of fucking real world and shit, and like, well, we'll tell you what happens.
Yeah.
That was the good old days, man. The good old days. Like you just like I feel like that's how you. That's why I like. And I did start a new playlist for everyone on YouTube. It's called Bob's BoobTube. Instead of us just talking about, I click on the shit and I save it to a list where if you want to see free movies on YouTube or just shit, I save it because I feel like that's how I kind of find shit. Like just watching free shit. You don't see all the shit you want to, but you're like, oh, I'll check that out. That's kind of what MTV did.
Yeah, they did. Exactly what they did.
All right, this was episode like 205 and WafflN OUT.
210, bro.
What?
Like 210.
This is 205. I number them each week.
Well, I want to say it's 210.
But you can say it's 210, but I promise you, the first couple weeks of the year we didn't count. That was just kind of our time off and getting ready for this shit.
Well, it is episode 205.1.
WafflN OUT.
To that, we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us on WafflN OUT.